I am a lifelong experiencer contactee with different ET groups. And I was tinkered with in my mother's womb so that this physical body could stay here on Earth easier. But my first conscious memory of being with one of these ET groups was when I was 15. And I was a part of the Ramtha School at that time. Um, and I think because of that, I was more open and emotionally mature to handle having the conscious memory because I know that this particular group that I had been taken with, I'd been with them throughout my childhood, but they didn't let me remember stuff.
Mm.
And this time, though, they let me remember it. And it was like I was being toured around and I got to ask a lot of questions. And then I also was in a situation where very quickly, like within a few months, I got it validated by my own knowingness, but then external validation that it was a real experience, not just a dream.
And
And
so when you were 15, you remembered it right away. This
oh,
wasn't something like,
oh yeah.
okay, I now remember when I was 30, I then was like, oh my God, this happened when I was 15. But
Oh
this
yeah.
happened. You
Oh,
came back and remembered.
fully remembered. But I
Wow.
remember laying in my bed thinking that it was just a dream.
Mm.
But I could remember all the details, and you probably know with dreams, we forget details within the first 10 minutes of waking up. But it was so like physically real, and I'm vibrating, and I vaguely remember the spaceship being in my backyard. My mom and I lived on 20 acres at the time. And so again, I thought it was a dream. My 15-year-old mind thought it was a dream. But then a few months later, when I was reading Willie Strieber's book, Communion, um, so my experience, it wasn't gray ETs at that time. It was a group from Io, Jupiter's moon of Io.
And
And
were you already familiar with IO?
um, I mean, I knew about the solar system and some of like, when we do school projects, I
Yeah.
knew I knew Saturn had moons and Jupiter had moons and things like that.
And did you know that was the name of the moon?
I mean, and it's one of the four major moons of Jupiter. So
Okay.
when he told me that's where we were, then I was like, oh, okay, I know what that is.